Carl and Damon here from Games, Brains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it's Day made what into a TV series, Earthworm Jim. Oh, this is exciting. We've been kind of sitting on this one for a little while, folks. We'd mentioned, I think, late last year or early last year, should I say. We were like, okay, let's look at Earthworm Jim. It's got two seasons, and they're both pretty short, and it's pretty famous show. And I had vague recollections of having watched some of it when I was younger because it aired like mid 90s. But you had a
Mm.
similar thing as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely watched as a kid. Said during the times of like Starship Troopers and like all that sort of old sort of programs. Definitely, I'm sure I've seen this before.
And of course, the games. On definitely would have played them on the Genesis slash Mega Drive. I remember them being really, really hard, but always looking
Hmm.
really good. That kind of thing. But yeah, this is exciting because spoilers. I can't believe how much I laughed. This is episode one we're about to talk through, and I was so entertained by the stupidity,
Yep.
like, this is mental, but at times it is so fucking funny. And
Yeah.
it holds up. Like the maddest thing, this aired, right? 1995 to 1996. And this still holds up in 2025.
Yeah. So it's good. So the animation, the voice actors. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Overall, yeah.
All right, so Earthworm Jim, an animated television series based on the video game series of the same name, aired for two seasons, September 9th, 1995 to December 13th, 1996. For some reason, I thought the show was around a lot longer, but it really, really wasn't.
Yeah. I thought like bloody. I actually thought it came out like in like the early '90s, like 91, 92. That's what I thought actually. But yeah.
It's a co-production between Universal Cartoon Studios and Fleck Tech PLC and based on the video game series of the same name from Playmates and Shiny Entertainment, with characters created by Doug Tennant. You know what? Bear in mind, Earthworm Jim, the game, would have come out earlier, so that's maybe why you're thinking early 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, the series follows the adventures of the titular character, a worm, e.g., Earthworm Jim, who battles the forces of evil using a robotic suit. Basically, that's the series in a nutshell. But trust me, folks, that does not give justification for the insanity that is this show.
Yeah.
It is almost no point having a plot because it is so off the wall for most of the time. It's really hard to follow, but it is so fucking fun to follow.
Mm.
So let me kind of give you a summation of a general episode. Episodes begin with a cold opening of Earthworm Jim and Peter Puppy, basically in some sort of situation, peril that has nothing to do with the actual main plot or past episodes, with no statement or clue or even how they got into this mess. It's like we're watching a show within a show with these
Yeah.
cold openings. In between parts as well, which were generally before or after commercial break, there's also a side story which often features one of the villains living their life in a more natural way without any involvement of Jim. So basically, we have cold open, the episode, part one, a middle part that's completely unrelated to everything else,
Yeah.
the second part, and then, of course, an ending that almost always ends with a character being crushed by a cow because that's a homage to the original game's endings. It is that mental. And I get it, people. You're like, that must be so jarring to watch. No, no, it is hilarious to watch.
Yeah. It somehow works. Yeah. So.
It somehow does. It's the maddest thing. It somehow works. And
Mm.
here's the thing, right? We are so used to watching shows where it's just random episodes. Here, it's like, I'm fine with that. There's no need for an overarching plot. We don't have enough to do either. However, this is the first season. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time, this actually changes in the second season. In the second season, the cold opens actually become relevant to the plot, and the side stories are dropped entirely. And I was like, oh, that's a bit of a disappointment. But I
Yeah.
suppose at least it might refresh the second season, you know?
Yeah.
Voice acting. Oh my god, do we have a cast here?
Yeah.
Like these are some famous ass people. I'm just going to run you through the names. We've got Dan Castellaneta, who voices Earthworm Jim, of course. And if you tell me that you don't know who this guy is, just listen to Earthworm Jim, and you will get it at times. Basically, he's most famous for the voice of Homer Simpson.
Of course.
Jeff Bennett, Charlie Adler, Jim Cummings, Edwin Hibbert, John Cassier, Andrea Martin, Kath Suis. The voice cast is stellar, famous, and very, very strong.
Yep, indeed.
Before we get into season 1, I just want to repeat again, the animation for the show looks fabulous. Season 1, Episode 1, Sidekicked, written by Doug Langdale. So, yes, I will always kind of start with telling you about the cold opening. So the cold opening is basically Jim and Peter Puppy dangling from a cliff as Professor Monkey for a Head. That's honestly, and that's literally who here's a monkey upside down on his head. I laughed. You got me laughing. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
He comes to finish them off. Jim is able to save them, though. It's silly, energetic, and it's so vibrant immediately. Immediately, you get, like, incredible. You also get the first instance of this show breaking the fourth wall. Get used to Jim talking directly to the camera. It is hilarious. And just to cap all of that off, the intro to the show is great as well. The actual, like, credit, intro, the song... Yeah. All of this is just great. I was immediately like, this is going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the premise of this opening episode? Basically, it's related to Peter's transformations. Peter, the whole thing about Peter is he's kind of a cute little dog, but when he gets angry or feels things, he basically transforms into a monster. But this ends up hindering Jim. It's causing Jim problems. He gets crushed, stepped on, hurt by Peter. So basically, he fires Peter. That's quite a funny scene. And it's time to recruit a new sidekick. But meanwhile, Queen Slug for a Butt hires Psycho to kidnap Princess What's Her Name? And we should point it out, Princess What's Her Name and Queen Slug for a Butt are sisters. And basically Queen Slug for a Butt kidnaps her, holding her to ransom in the hopes that Jim will give up his suit in exchange for her safety. And that's the overarching plot of the show. Everybody wants Jim's suit.
She's actually one of the final bosses too in the game too, so.
Jim gets the note, heads off to save her, insisting that Peter stay behind. But first, though, he needs a new sidekick. And where'd you get sidekicks? At a store. This is hilarious. Oh my God, this is so funny. But we do see Jim after going through some, like, basically it's like check this one out, and they've all got stupid powers. But Jim's a bit of an idiot as well. We see him deciding on one, but we don't see who that is. Meanwhile, we see that Princess What's Her Name basically doesn't really need saving. She's perfectly fine on her own.
Yeah.
Jim on the Shadow. Jim ends up hiring the Shadow. No, not the Shadow. A Shadow, which is an important distinction. They're on a way to rescue her. Jim made a mistake with his sidekick, though, believing it to be someone else, but he's able to basically deal with some monstrous alligators until the mother comes along. Basically, that's where the halfway point of the episode comes. It's break time, and we actually cut to Evil the cat, who basically is living in a nice neighborhood, and this middle story is him trying to destroy an innocent toddler, but it doesn't go well for him. This is our first introduction to Evil the Cat. He'll have an episode himself quite soon, but it's quite a funny little side story.
Yep.
Back with Peter, who has fallen into a deep depression and is expressing his feelings via interpretive dance to a creature named Snot. Yes, that's literally what's happening, people. He wants to be Jim's sidekick again. Meanwhile, Jim is able to defeat the mother alligator and arrives to rescue the princess. But our princess is in another castle. Yes, we actually get Mario jokes here. And we get a montage of Jim searching dangerous places, dangerous planets, with really bad sidekicks and always coming up short. Elsewhere, the princess is basically messing up Psycho herself, but finally ends up in trouble and captured in like a safe. A safe that is impossible to escape from. We continue to get many good jokes around Jim's new sidekicks. The eyelids, man. The eyelids guy is so funny. But it's the fact that Jim buys into it. You know what Jim is? Do you not get it? He is Deadpool in a way.
Yeah,
Like, these are the kind of
yeah,
shit you can get from Deadpool, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The fact that he's in trouble and screaming at a sidekick, quick, do the eyelid. Like it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Eventually, though, we see that Peter stowed away in Jim's rocket and helps him defeat Psycho. And then there to rescue the princess. Oh, no. She escaped on her own in the end. She doesn't need help. This isn't about that. The show has no sense. Get used to that.
Yep.
And who would get squashed by the cow at the end? It's the princess. Because everybody's fair game in this.
Yep,
yeah,
indeed.
I love this. I love this. I was so entertained by this show. It's zany, it's silly, it's funny. Kids will love it because of the shit on screen.
Yeah, definitely.
But adults, it's for adults too because the humor is really, really nuanced and clever at times. And there's so much manic energy that will entertain an adult as well with the fourth wall joke breaking stuff. There's also some adult content drip feeding here as well. I love this.
Yeah. I agree. I was very entertained. I enjoyed it. It was funny. I always base a TV show on, like, if I'm doing something and watching it, I turned up what I was doing to watch it because I was that intrigued in it. So,
agreed. Season 1, episode 1, Sidekicked. You got any thoughts that you just want to share? You know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.